be on top this channel. I come outside tell on last month, see, federal government don't talk, say, hey, Nigerians, say, World Bank won't give them $800 million, so that we go fit use them cushion the effect of a fuel subsidy removal. Now, our Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, come outside, inform all Nigerians, say, look, they don't finally want secure $800 million grant to no be loan from World Bank, so that they can cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal. Now the story don't change. Story don't change. I beg, help me listen to our Senate President Ahmed Lawal. I'm gonna watch.
I wish to invite the Senate to kindly approve an additional loan facility to the tune of USD 800 million to be secured from the World Bank for the National Social Safety Net Program, NASSP, in order to guarantee the credibility of the process. Digital transfers will be made directly to beneficiaries' account and mobile wallets.
I not just understand. Una hear wetin Ahmed Lawal talk for that video. Say Buhari don send for approval to collect $800 million loan from World Bank. I can't wonder, shebi World Bank won't give us $800 million as grant, and then we will still take $800 million as loan. I don't understand. I mean, the World Bank will say they won't give us the $800 million as grant. They don't convert them to loan. We make Buhari come the same for approval to Senate, so that him go fit collect $800 million, approximately 400 billion naira as loan, as he won't come out. We don't even talk say the ones where you collect before now, we know as one take pay. You want still collect $800 million, approximately 400 billion naira, to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. And they been come and tell us, say, now the vulnerable, they won't give the money. 10 million families, when they don't collect their names, enter the social welfare program. How they take collect the names, nobody know. People when they want share this money give, nobody know them. Oh. Me, he never too set for me. My name no dey there. My family name no dey there. I don't know whether your family name dey there. These 10 million people, we no know them. But not because of them, they won't collect $800 million. Will be 400 billion naira to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. And they tell on this thing steady, say this government are the most clueless government what we don't get for this country. What an Arab nonsense. We they complain, say the one where you collect will never pay. You won't come out just few days, 2 weeks plus some days to come out. You won't still collect another loan. What happens to the grant when you tell us say you won't collect? The grant World Bank won't give us $800 million. What's happened to them? Now the money they convert to loan now at the verse. What's up now? You can't be like say all of us now move for this. Nobody they talk anything. We just keep quiet. This they use us, they do anyhow. What did they happen now? $800 million, 400 billion naira. Just few days for you to leave office. My name not there that social welfare this register. How they take select the people where their name they inside that register? They won't share the money. They tell us the last time this Ahmed Lawal, sorry, what's that name? Zainab Ahmed, the Minister of Finance. He tell us say now wire they go do. Send this money give to the people who go benefit. So now wire transfer. Like they go do. And I'm not sure they will never see the register to know people where their name they inside. Because I know say my name no detail. Nobody can collect my name. I know they vulnerable. last this money go lost. All of us know e go lost. Maybe they wan use this money now settle themselves, come out for office. Wetin dey happen? We just keep quiet like say oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Now I wan make you listen to somebody, one economist wey get sense more, so that una go hear wetin him talk as he take touch this matter. Help me listen to Tope Fasua. He is an economist. Listen to what this guy has to say, so that una go understand the situations surrounding this 800 million US dollars, 400 billion naira wey federal government say they wan collect from World Bank as loan, no be grant again. I'm gonna watch.
We've heard from the DMO in 2022 talking about Nigeria's debt profile. With that kind of profile and these new requests, so to speak, we heard the Senate President reading that letter from the executive requesting for approval to borrow $800 million. Considering also what that $800 million is meant for, it's supposed to touch approximately, I want to get that figure correctly, some vulnerable people in the society. 5,000 or thereabout will be shared amongst these vulnerable people. About over 10 million people are going to benefit from that, if I get the figure correct, and I stand to be corrected. But you're not happy about that. You're not even smiling. Hearing this.
Well, I'm smiling.
Because the economy, you've talked about the economy of the individual impacting the economy of the nation.
Right.
So why shouldn't this go ahead?
Well, I think the real problem I have with it is the fact that it's the purpose for which it is meant to be deployed. It can only be inflationary. And we've heard that too many times. We heard that over COVID, X amount of money given to X amount of poor people in some place, right? And at the end of the day, we don't see the salutary impact. We should be doing life-changing things in Nigeria. I've studied quite a bit about how the Chinese have been able to take so many people out of poverty, what they call the targeted poverty eradication program. And it's fundamental. They go right to the basis of it. They take the data. They know what the needs of different households are. Mm-hmm. It's in all history about poverty eradication and what have you. It's never been about sharing money. So I vehemently disagree with what the government is trying to do. Based on the fact that they want to share 5,000 naira for 6 months. To 10 million households, which intends to impact about 50 million or 60 million people, because maybe 5 people per household. 10 million households, 5,000. What impact will 5,000 naira have? So I think we've got a big problem. And again, of course, the government is rounding up, this administration is rounding up in about 19 days or 18 days. In 18 days, if they collect the loan, and legally it is meant for such handouts, it's going to bind the next government, the next administration, to continue down that line for at least 6 months. And I think this is not a proper way. It's not if you like, appropriate way of spending money at this stage. Not even for the purpose of subsidy removal. It still won't work. I believe we've got to the point now where we need to remove the subsidy on fuel. Almost everybody has agreed on that. We've seen that, look, there seems to be some black hole between 3 to 4 trillion or even 5 trillion every year that we're pumping money into this. Whenever the NNPC sells the crude, they use 90% or sometimes 100% of the proceeds to buy fuel, and which they sell at a discount, and that money goes into that black hole. So we've agreed. However, how do we proceed? I personally have written on that in some of my articles, and I've suggested, for example, one critical way, one thing we can do, rather than pumping money and saying helicopter money that we may not be able to trace, why don't we say, for example, the pay as you earn, personal income tax law can be amended very, very slightly, such that every worker in the private and public sector get something back in their pocket, apart from those who are top earners, maybe guys like you. You know, but if somebody is earning anything like 1.5 million and below, you grade it. The guy earning 1.5 million, even if all you are giving him is maybe 10,000 naira back, you know, you're doing. But as he comes down, 5,000 naira in the pockets of someone who earns 50,000, you know, which you are giving back as payee, it's something. And this is like, you are increasing his transport allowance. So by that, in that mode, you are going to be taking care of a huge chunk of people who work, whether in the public sector or the private sector.
Una hear wetin dey talk for that video? Say federal government talk say this $800 million will be 400 billion naira. Say now 5,000 they go give those people where their name they inside that register. The 10 million families. Say now 5,000 for 6 months. That's how much? 30,000 naira. Now they go give them these 10 million people. Waiting 5,000 naira every month go feed do for person. No, now a family of 5, you give them 5,000 naira for 1 month. What is the effect of the 5,000 naira? Waiting 5,000 naira won't do for person inside this Nigeria economy. No, now let's tell ourselves the truth. We are not fools here now. We are not fools. We are not idiots. We are learned people. We get sense. People will just call the bamboozle us. 5,000 for 6 months to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy. This is a remover. They never remove the subsidy. They don't cushion them. What's up? What's up? What's happening? There are other ways you can cushion this effect. When I hear waiting that man talk, that they talk about Faswa. Now economists they talk for there. These people are too clueless. Very clueless government. Now so we take here trader money, market women money, COVID money. These were all means to siphon money. Billions. Billy. Now come and tell us this money now grant. Today now it don't turn loan. Last month na grant. Now this month it don't turn loan. Approval. And this rubber stamp Senate, they go approve them. But they go collect the money. Yes. Now rubber stamp this Senate will get the next Senate. Abuna no be this rubber stamp. This is annoying. It's unheard of. What's happening? Make I not to talk too much. Now, another matter dey where I want tell una. This one safe. I don't even as I want take react to this one. Federal government they spend 14 billion naira on top painting and changing furniture inside the presidential villa for the incoming government. 14 billion naira for painting and changing furniture inside Aso Villa for the incoming government. The paint where they waiting happen to them. Rain wash them. The furniture where they waiting happen to them. When I want sell them, buy new one. Waiting happen to the furniture where they inside the Aso Villa. Rat chop them. Bed bug they there. Why change it? For how much? 14 billion naira. Hi. Don't they even pay me say if they call this money, go be like say not money they call. Now paper they call. 14 billion naira to paint Aso Villa and change furniture. When we talk about cutting down the cost of governance, we know they understand. When we are clamoring for a new Nigeria, they go there and they say, when are they talk now? We will do our do. When are they hear me? Una still remember the story where Peter Obi Talona, when he became the governor of Anambra State. Now this same thing they want to. So they want change furniture, build a government lodge, build this. He said, shut it down. We don't need it. We need to save money. And that was how he was able to save money for the state. Now the same man come outside and tell us say he want to change this Nigeria. These people now where they siphon all this money, this Billy, now them refuse say this man can never be our president. Why? Because of the money where they chop. What furniture are you buying and what paint? What kind of stupid paint? The paint now good paint. Now from heaven they make the paint for 14 billion naira. Make I even help you understand this way. See, 1 billion naira. If you dey chop 1 million every month. You no go finish am in 10 years. Haba, do the calculation. You no go finish am in 10 days. 1 billion, no. Talk more of 14 billion. What you dey buy? What arrant nonsense? And I go here talking rubbish, and learned people are swallowing it. We swallow am like say we don't know wetin dey sup. I don't understand una for this. See, you don't reach level where we say if they call her this money, anyway, the all of us will just enter there, knock them better slap, make their head reset. They crazy. Tomorrow now we go, yes, and one of their sons don't go buy 10.8 million dollar house inside UK. In fact, now step they don't even buy, not be from Western world they go to buy, they go moon. Now moon now they go buy land for moon. What are we talking about? See Billy who have graduated from millions is now billions. Before now you go turn trillions. Looting the country dry. For what? What is our offense? See, I don't know why I know where my barret today, so that I go fit talk with today my mouth. What Arab nonsense? And we are swallowing this thing. They go take them, they go carry and go Senate. Rubber stamp Senate, they go approve them. They know they ask question. The cushion, the chairs, furniture where they ask of villa, waiting do am. Paint where they use paint, waiting do am. 14 billion can go a long way. Now I want to go collect $800 million, 400 billion naira from World Bank. Save this 14 billion. You never go a long way. Fellow Nigerians, I go see you now later. I beg, I don't vex. I beg. If you like this update, subscribe to my channel. I beg. Biko, Ejo, Da Allah. Subscribe.